Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. Moving on, or moving to the end. This is 15, my day 15 of my fleet um, character creation. I am, in the last episode, I was started on my route out of um, the Great Wildlands. I'm going to keep on that way. I'm not sure if I will do the end of the video series, this one or one after. It all depends on uh, when I get back to a station, because today I still want to do some exploration to try to get as much salvage and things as possible, as long as I don't die. But we'll just jump right in and get rolling. This is a huge part to the system, or the plan that I've done, is the extra skill points that you get as a character, because this is the fill-in. All of my skills have been focused toward, or my skill training has been focused toward training up all of um, the ship uh, hulls, and then saving up the extra skill points I get along the way, so that if I do want to fleet up into another person's fleet or start a fleet, I can just use those skill points here for getting the equipment and stuff like that. So I'll just go ahead and hit that here. Nice little 50,000 skill points. Um, and there he is, Mr. Alpha Fleet Prime, AF Prime. Um, 1 hour left of Minmatar Cruiser. So let's just take a check to see where we're at with the skill training. Um, and then we'll just continue on from where we were at. Might as well pull up. Let's just see here. I'm just closing out a few things to make it more um, the recording better. Oh, I am in a station. I'm in Mohas. Oh, okay. I forgot about that. I am sorry. If you're watching these in um, succession, I made these 30 minutes a day, no more. No, well, if it carries over just a little bit at the end of each one, but I limited myself to 30 minutes per day. So I completely forgot that I actually got to HiSec. So I'm going to continue on to Ren's here, and I'll guess I'll make this my epilogue. To be honest with you, I completely forgot that I'd gotten here, even though it's only been less than 24 hours, or around 24 hours. I made two really long videos yesterday that I posted, which would have been on 8/7. I'm assuming that this video will probably be posted somewhere around 8/25, August 25th or so. So there's been probably a lot of progression since then. But we'll check to see, while I'm warping here, we'll check to see where I'm at with my skills with Mr. Prime here. So it looks like I've got 10 days and 17 hours left until I can be skilled up in all of the um, battle cruisers to a level 3 of all the battle cruisers. Go ahead and keep on trucking here. Let's close that. There we go. So by the time I leave for vacation this weekend, I should have like 5 days left. So that's pretty cool. Um, I've almost got all the cruisers left. I've just got Minmatar Cruiser, which should be done in a day and a half. And then I will be training battle cruisers. You know what? I'm going to cheat here. Well, not really cheat. I'm going to put up um, all of the battle cruiser level 1 trainings up next to each other. So within 2 days, I should be able to fly each one of these. Now, doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to use them at all. Jump, jump, jump. Now, the next thing that I want to focus on is the equipment down the road that I'm going to need to use for these guys, and also skilling into, and I think this is always a good idea. I know I'm not going to have access to my computer as often as I do right now when I'm on vacation. Sometimes I travel for work. Sometimes you're just kind of limited for time. So it's before you go on something like this, it's always good to look at your skill queue and kind of set up what you want to be going on in the background. Not just that you have skills um, moving and being done, but have a plan, have something set up that whenever you get back from vacation or from whatever business trip or something like that is, that you can just uh, uh, be able to start something new, have something to look for when you get home. So once I get docked up here at Ren's, I will take a look at that. Then I will go through and sell the equipment that I've got, that I've been able to find on this little excursion. I didn't get as much as I thought I would, so I might only be able to buy the hulls of maybe some some frigates and some battle cruisers. But I'll show you how I'm also which ships I'm focused on, because I want to keep the skills needed to fly those ships very similar. Um, and if you look at the skill trees, a lot of times there is a progression from one ship to the next, to the next, to the next. And if you look, so what I used to make a mistake with a lot was I'd see a pretty ship over here that I wanted to fly, so I would skill into it. Then I'd be like, oh, I want to fly that. And then it would take me so much more time to get over here. If you figure out all the ships that you want to do and figure out which skills help each one, um, then it's really, really helpful because then when you get to that first ship, you've already built the skills up for those third and fourth ones, so you only have to do just a little bit more training in the other ones. So the first part I'll focus on is selling stuff. The second part I'll focus on is maybe buying looking at the frigates or the ships that I want to go to, and then thirdly, setting up that skill plan. Now, the skill plan will be there right in between there at 2.5 will be the Magic 14. I want to actually put those into the skill plan because it's a little bit of a boring thing to do, but it's really, really helpful. It's maybe one of the more helpful things you can do at the beginning of creating a character. So the thing I need to do is find out where stuff's being sold here in just going to come on down here. We're going to pick frigate. Need to figure out what is the best spot to buy stuff here in Ren's. So it looks like Ren's Moon 4, the Bruder Tribal Territory. I'm not looking for so much pricing as I am access to buying as much as possible. So a lot of times I'll just pull up something that's sold a lot of, like a lot of people buy Rifters. I think because they look like X-Wings. You know you bought one. Everyone here's bought one because it looks like an X-Wing. I just put it into the market just to see where it's being sold in the area, and then I've got it. Ooh, that's not good. Somebody killed a hauler there. Somebody got ganked, probably. Okay. Now, actually, the first thing that I'm going to do, I think, well, my home station is Jita. I'm debating on if I want to just set my home station here in Ren's, because that way I can just buy each piece of equipment, or do I leave it as Jita? I'm going to hold off on that. Okay. So the first thing that I like to do is take a look at the ships that I'm going to... Oh, no, I was going to sell stuff first. So let's find out what we can do. Now, I'm not going to get... I did a video a little while back, probably about a week ago, but for you guys it'd be a month or two ago, where I'll try to pull it up here. If you want to see my method to my madness here, I'm not going to get the best bang for my buck on this these sales. Basically, it, you're at the beginning of play. If you are not a marketeer, you want to get as much money as you can, but time is money in my mind. So I'm not going to sit here and play the markets to sell what I've got, but I also don't want to be, for lack of a better word, screwed by somebody else to get a good profit. So I do kind of a mismatch of both. Look to see what is a good sale price, and only sell the things that are semi-worthwhile. And if you want to check out a longer description of it, it's very basic, but let me see if I've got it here. These are all the videos that I've made up till today. I think it was, yep, back on July 25th, there's a video called Basic Hints on Selling Your Loot Quickly. There's some other things that you can do, but this was one of those where I just wanted to show sometimes you just don't want to spend hours looking through the market pricing and stuff like that. I hate it. I don't hate it. Sometimes I go down that rabbit hole. And it's something that a lot of people just do and play. That's why there's 1,000 people sitting in JITA right now. But for me, I just want to get my money so I can go buy another ship. People will take what I sell them this stuff for at a discounted rate, use that to make their profits or make things from it so they can sell more things. So everybody's got to make money to keep an economy going along. So what I normally like to do, this is what the loot that I've been able to get. Now it's worth 69 million ISK. I do not want to sell my core scanners. I'm sure the antimatter and the uranium isn't worthwhile, so we're just going to drop that off here. So this is all the loot that I've gotten. Let's take this first row. And it's saying that this is worth 48 million ISK. Now, I'm not going to be able to sell it for 48 million ISK. There's going to be it's all about what people have put up per pricing. If I went all the way to JITA, I could probably get a little bit of a better price for this raw material because there's going to be more people buying it there. But again, time is money. And for me to travel to JITA would be another 25 jumps. I think the general rate for people hauling things for people is, I think it's 1 million ISK per jump. So if you think about that, it's probably a $25 million or ISK price tag to actually go that far time-wise. It's just a random number that I use in my head. So really, it's not worthwhile for me to fly all the way to JITA to sell 48 million ISK. If I could sell it, what I'm going to shoot for here is maybe 30 million ISK, maybe get 60% on the dollar. If I can do that, that would make me happy. So whenever you are scanning down sites, that's something I look for. So we'll just go ahead and do that. And this is why relic sites are so much better than data sites most of the time. So let's go ahead. We're going to... oh, I'm stupid. I got to put this... I do that almost every time. You have to put it in your item hanger. Alright, let's try this again. So, 48 million ISK. We're going to sell items. It's going to bring me up a list of all 11 items. So this doesn't look too bad. Now this is a generalization of the prices that are out there. So each one of these, so I'm looking at 36 million ISK to sell everything. And I'm selling it immediately, so I don't get a broker's fee, but I do get a sales tax. Again, there are other ways that you can get around sales tax and lower brokerage fees. I'm just going for money. The thing to look for here is when do I need this ISK? Okay. And is it worthwhile for me to bump up the price? So if I increase the days that I want to sell this for, you will see there will then show up a broker's fee. Notice now I'm losing money because I'm putting this stuff up for sale over time. This right here does me absolutely no good because I currently know that I can sell this stuff immediately at these prices. Just show you here. So I would just be losing money straight out to CCP or the EVE Online gods. So there is no reason to do that. Now, one thing to look for here is notice how my highest price item I'm losing more of a percentage on everything. So if I were to raise this to, let's say, 5 million ISK, we'll just go ahead and put this at okay. Now it went red because there isn't anybody offering to buy it at 5 million. But I would then gain an extra 4 million ISK. I would have to then set it to sell for 3 days. I would lose 1 million ISK off of that for the broker's fee. So I'd make a profit of 3 million. I know I'm throwing a bunch of numbers out there. And I would have to hope that somebody buys it for 5 million ISK each. So there is that question, you know. Now a lot of people put it up there for 90 days. That's an option. For me, I'm not too worried about it. Normally, I would not sell these armor plates for under a 10% discount. Let's go ahead and sell these items again, go back to normal. Normally, I would keep my sales price under 10% here. I'm losing the actual market regional average is 7% less. I'm not too worried about it because I'm just trying to make this down the road as I get more items, and I can put, let's say I start scanning a lot more and accumulating a lot more. I can save them and then sell them over a long period of time and make more profit off of them. But right now, I just want the immediate ISK, which is exactly what people are wanting from me, because then they can buy this stuff at a lower price and get it. The reason why I bring this up is if you're not in a hurry, there's no reason to sell things immediately. Let it sit out there. Even if you make a 10% profit, it's a 10% profit. So once you get your bank account built, go ahead and start putting things up on the market for a little bit more to make yourself money. Just make sure that you're making more than what this broker fee is, and make sure you're not putting it at such a high price that you are not selling the item, because you will still be paying the broker's fee. So you pay the broker's fee right off the bat. It's a lot of information. I'm going to sell all this stuff because I'm not getting. Now, if this was 30%, 40%, then I would probably hold on to it. But I'm going to go ahead and sell that to get my ISK. And we'll just do that with the rest of these. And you're going to see a little bit of a difference, most likely. Well, I bet you this carbon doesn't go for anything. Sell all. Now, what I'm about to sell is normally worth 19 million. Now notice that's a 25 million is difference right there. So my general goal is to not sell anything here that isn't 20% or less under the regional average. So I can go ahead and remove off this high-tech sensor. Notice here, this one's 44% off, so I'm just going to remove that. Never know, I might be able to use it down the road or sell it for a better price. And then we've got a data core that isn't, I'm not going to sell that one. Everything else here, it's not too bad. I'm actually making more than the regional average on these energy cells for a whopping total of 704 ISK. So, but I am going to get 10 million ISK out of this. I'm not doing as well. I think I'm at about a 52 or 53% thing here. Although I didn't sell those 2 other items, so that's something to be said. Is the carbon actually selling? I'm selling the carbon for 210 ISK. Yes! So cool. Someday CCP is going to come out and say, hey, all that carbon you've been selling, it's actually worth something. We're going to use it for fuel cells or something. Okay, we're going to do the last ones here and see what happens. Sell items. Let's see how much we can get out of this one. Now this one in general is only worth 1.1 million ISK. And we definitely don't want to sell these. I'm going to be using these filaments at some point just for fun. And I wouldn't be getting any ISK off of those. Dead, dead, dead. Oh, we're going to get 7. Oh, these are positives. All right, I'll take those. There we go. Yes. So in general, you pay the broker's fee up front for the possibility of selling something at a higher rate. You want to make sure that that higher rate is more than what you're paying for the broker's fee, or you might as well pay it immediately. When you sell something, that is whenever the sales tax is applied. So if you go to a different station that has a lower sales tax, that's better. If you can go to a station, if you can build up your standings with corporations to lower your broker's fee, that's better. If you can upgrade your skills for either one of those, I think there are skills for those, that's even better. But for me, I just made probably, I think, about 30 or 40 million ISK. So I'm at 67 million ISK right now. I've got a nice little chunk of change that if I wanted to go out and buy a bunch of frigates, I can. Can I buy a battle cruiser and fit it out right now? No, I can't. So, good. This will probably be either the last episode or maybe the second to last episode of the creation of this character. I may do some videos with it while I'm doing the fleets to show you guys, give you ideas on that. And I may jump in and do an update every once in a while, just to say, hey, this is where it's at. It's going to continue to keep moving. I have one idea that I'm thinking about doing with this character to give it a side job, a part-time job for me, and it isn't Planetary Interaction. Don't worry about that. Just to give it something else that it does that helps my main account's characters. And I have to do it with a side character. So if I do that, I'll do a video on that. It's kind of intricate and it will take some time to set up, but it's something I've always wanted to do. So down the road, maybe a couple months from now, I'll do something with that. So that being said, let's jump into the skills. So just to show you what I'm going to do next, I have the skills set to get Battlecruiser. I want to do the Magic 14 because I'm going to be going on vacation. I'm probably not going to touch this character much at all unless I want to do a little bit of exploring over the next 20 to 30 days. So I want to set it up. This is my email. Gotta chop this. There we go. So I'm not sure where I dropped off there. If I repeat something small right here, I literally just pulled up a page like Google right here, and it had my personal email on there. That there were some mails from my sister and some other things. My nephew just joined the military and she's sending a bunch of stuff out for that. I just stopped it, and so I'll snip that out. But what I'm going to do now, I'm not sure if I'm repeating something or not, because I'm going to pull up the Magic 14. I'm not going to be playing this character for probably the next 20 to 30 days, because I will be on vacation. If I do play it, I'll just be jumping out and maybe doing some exploration to get some more ISK so I can build more fleet ships. But what I want to do is set it up for the future, and that's two-parted. number one, I want to throw in the Magic 14 and really skill those up as much as possible as an alpha character. Those are It's really good to do that when you're on vacation because you're not waiting for those next skills. And these are skills that you don't see right away. Like, it's really cool to upgrade hybrid turrets, small hybrid turrets, because you see that instantaneous bump in your damage that you're doing. Or drone interfacing is awesome because you see that 10% bonus each level that it goes up. When you're doing the Magic 14, these are power grid management and engineering skills and being able to turn a little bit faster. Things that affect every ship that you fly, but in the background. And the most important thing that it does, in my mind, is a lot of them are about power grid and capacitor, being able to fit better stuff on your ship. So maybe you don't see an instantaneous growth, but it allows you to get the into better things. So yeah, I'm still befuddled because I pulled up my personal email. I'm not even sure if there was anything there, but still. Let's see what we got here. So we're going to go into Magic 14. I don't know if this video is going over 30 minutes or not. We're at 26. I'm not holding my... Since this is the last video of the series, I'm not worried about the 30 minutes. And all I'm going to be focused on in the last part of this is the skilling part. So I want to talk about the Magic 14 here, and then I will talk about how I want to set up my ship skills going forward. So, Magic 14. Magic 14 are these skills right here. Spaceship Command. Sorry about that. CPU Management, Power Grid Management, Capacitor Management, Capacitor Systems, blah, 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 blah. All this is a big bonus right here. I'm not sure if they have it. Okay. So there is a... Eve University video that's out there that explains the Magic 14, not video, page, and it goes through each one of these and explains why, in more in depth, why each one is important. And then it looks like they've got a video here for it if you want to check it out. So what I'm going to do is just set these guys up real quick. So, and a lot of them I might already be where I need to be. Why I do that every time. Skill. Okay, so number one is Spaceship Command. Why is Spaceship Command important to you? Because if I remember correctly, it helps with your agility. I'll make this page larger. I think I can minimize this. So we'll go down to, it's alphabetical. Spaceship Command level 4. We're going to drop this here down at the bottom here. There we go. So level 4, maxed out. Then we're going to go CPU Management. So might as well type that in here, save us some time. Now that's a 9-day train. Do I want to go the full 9 days? I'm already at level 4. The 9 days would take up probably the most time that I want to do there. So I'm not as focused on it, but it is something you want to come back to. Power Grid. Oh, there's a space. Power Grid Management. Still another 9 days. So these are the two. I'll just show you here. It gives a 5% bonus to ship's power grid output and skill level. So these are your fitting ones. Part of me really wants to... I'm going to throw both of these in here just because they're maybe two of the most important skills in my mind, but they're so quiet that if you're not doing them, they'll just sit there and they'll constantly hold you back against being able to do that final bonus to everything. So yeah, I'm going to leave those in. Even though it's 18 days, I'm going to throw everything in before it. But if I ever forget about messing around with the character, it'll be work done. So then we got capacitor management. That's a 5-day train, 5% bonus to the capacity of the capacitor. Whoops. There we go. And then capacitor systems operation. Capacitor systems operation is already at level 3. It's the max I can have it as an alpha. If you do go omega, I severely say to you, let's say you do alpha for a little while and then you decide to go omega, come straight back to this right away and look at the things that you can still upgrade, because that is almost the thing that I would say to do first. Mechanics. Mechanics is an important one. Is that the one that helps you with your bonus to structure hit points? Yep, we're going to throw in level 4 but not level 5. That one time that you die with 5% of your hull, or you don't die with 5% of your hull left, then this skill was worthwhile. Okay, I'm not going to go the 9 days. I don't 100% need that. Down the road I might, or I might need it to skill up into something else. But I'm not going to bother with that right now. Then we've got hull upgrades. And increases your armor hit points. Not bad for 14 hours worth of skilling. I'm going to take it to level 3. Down the road I might do level 4, but I'm at least going to bump these up. And then I think there's shield management, which I think is very similar to hull upgrades, but it's for shields. Shield management. Yep, basically the same thing, but for shields. So we'll pop that puppy in here. 21 hours. Again, I can go a little bit higher here, but I'm not going to spend the 5 hours on it right now. And then shield operation. I don't know why I just retyped in shield. Now this is an interesting one. Shield operation I have not skilled up in all. It increases your shield recharge rate, which is very important if you are a Radar, because you want to keep your shields up and going. So we're going to go ahead and buy and inject that. Now I could have bought it on the market and saved a little bit of ISP, but we're going for time here. And since this is a quick one, I'm going to throw it in right after Battle Cruiser. We're going to do the first couple of levels until we get to over a day. So I'm going to put that in for 3. Good, good, good. Long range targeting. A lot of people forget about this. Long range targeting. This increases the targeting range of your ship. May not seem like a lot. Maybe you say, hey, I'm fine. But if you are fleeting up and you need to, if somebody's just out of your range and they're hitting you, this is important. Signature analysis. If I'm not signature analysis, 5% improved targeting speed. If they can target you faster, or if you can target them faster to get them before they warp out and you can tackle them, very important skill. I'm saying this about every single one of these. Every one of these is a very important skill. I hope I'm emphasizing that enough. That's why they're called the Magic 14. And there we go. Navigation, 5% bonus to sub-warp velocity. Pretty important for your transversal. So I'm going to throw that in here right before mechanics. And then, what's the last one here? Warp drive operation. I think this one is how much CPU it takes you to run your warp side. 10% reduction in capacitor need, initiating warp per skill level. Yep. Okay, so we're going to, that's just 7 hours. We'll throw that in here. So my Magic 14 run is done, and I am 43 days away from filling out all of this. But if you remember, 2 of these were CPU management and power grid. So really, it's about a 25-day skill train to get the rest of all of this up, including my 4 battle cruisers. So by the time I get back from vacation, I should be able to fly all of the battle cruisers and be ready to skill up into my ships and get the equipment for them and use that. Now, what's the next step? Well, the next step is to focus on what type of skills do you need to do to be ready to get into those ships. Well, the one thing I like to focus on is what type of weapons am I going to be using for each ship. Now, in reality, let's be blunt about it. Every single ship is going to use guns, or at least 95, unless you're in a Logi fleet, which is a little bit more specific for this one, and I could always skill into those. You're going to use guns, so I like to focus on gun skilling, or you're going to use missiles. Now, you might say, well, what about the Gallente? They focus on drones. Yes, but they still use hybrid guns. So, and every ship is most likely going to have those types of guns on there. There's other things you could skill into, ECM, that sort of thing. But skilling into guns is very important, and I need to get them all up to a medium level. And there's 3 different types of guns. You've got your lasers, you've got your projectile, and you've got your hybrid weapons. So if I can skill all of these up into level 3, into medium, then I'm good to go there. So, and then once that's done, I can almost be very helpful in almost any fleet that's out there. So let's just take care of that. Then I don't have to worry about this for a while. And I am going to throw these in before the power grid. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw them right in here, because they should be fast to skill into. So let's go into gunnery. Beep. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say, now there are a lot of other things that help out with it, but I'm focused on is hybrid. Let's say hybrid. So we've got small hybrid turrets. I'm going to go ahead and throw all of those in here. So we've got 1. I need to get it to level 3. Why do I have to get it to level 3? Because I want to open up this medium hybrid option. So again, we're going to go ahead and buy and inject that. And I'm going to say medium, medium, medium. Now I can fly almost all cruisers except for one of them in the main factions use medium turrets. There's one that it's a glass cannon, just large turrets. Not going to worry about that. So now I'm set for medium turrets. We want to go projectile. And I have not skilled into this at all because I've only been flying Caldari ships. So we're going to go ahead and buy and inject that one. And we're going to go and buy and inject that one. And this is where getting that ISK at the beginning is very important. And then I'm just going to drop all 3 of these in here. These do not take very long at all to skill into. Less than half a day for the mediums. And then about a full day's worth for 2 days to be fully to skill up in the medium projectile turret level 3. Obviously I can keep boosting these up, but right now that's all I'm focused on. Last is it laser? There we go. Oh, no, it is just my brain is not functioning right now. Small beam laser. Energy turret. I always want to call it laser, but it's actually called energy turret for the lasers. There we go. And we haven't skilled those at all, so we'll go ahead and bump those in, buy and inject. And eject, medium right. I just want to check something. Now, this is one skill that would be helpful if I do fly marring ships. It is the reduction in CPU needs for modules requiring energy grid upgrades. So would be helpful to have, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. So we're going to go small. I got sidetracked there, sorry about that. Then I have one last thing that's very important. I'm not going to actually do it here because I want to do a little bit of research as to what I want to do with it before. But you saw in one of the early videos, so now I'm set up with my turrets. I'm ready to roll. I can fly any ships up through battlecruiser and put guns on them, most likely by the time I come back from vacation. Boom. Will I be able to fly them well? No, but I'll be able to help out people. And if people are focused on me dying rather than somebody else in the fleet, then maybe we can get a better win. And it's a good base for down the road. The last thing when you're leaving for vacation is to always look to see, do I have implants set into my guys? I need to do that for my main characters. Make sure that you are getting the biggest bang for your buck if somebody's just sitting on the side. Now my character currently has, I think, just single augmentations. Oh, I don't have any implants. Oh, I died. I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot I got killed by that smart bomb. So completely forgot about that. I could have been skilling up a little bit faster. So what I'm going to do once this video is done is I'm going to take some time and probably try to find either level 2, probably level 2 implants. I will go through each one of my skills that I have. So let's go here. Now right now I'm skilling into the cruisers and the battle cruisers. So those all take, show info, they take perception and willpower. But then I just threw in a bunch of skills for the Magic 14 that range across the board of different skills that you want to have. So I may just go through, like let's just see and look at shield operation that I threw in there. Show info and intelligence and memory. So I may go through and just throw in +2 implants on all of the skills that I have. Might not go with the social one. We'll see. I don't know if I really need that one, but I'm trying to save some money. And then I will let these guys sit and go for a while. The other thing I could do, if I really wanted to, is change my primary implants. You can do that once a year, and I think you get 2 bonus ones at the start of the character. I'm not going to worry about that right now. It can be very helpful if you're going for a really long train. I'm going to save that for down the road if I really want to focus on one type of ship. And that's what I was talking about earlier. I have a side project for this character when I get back that I may do it then. But I really want to think about it because it is a little bit of an investment. So, alrighty, that's all I've got. I hope you guys, I hope this has been helpful, at least this series. It's the first time I've ever done one where I did 15 episodes before and then put them out. Usually I put in 1 or 2 episodes of something and see how it's going. This is really a little bit scary for me because this could be a total flop and a waste of time. But in reality it isn't, because I can learn from the experience if it wasn't. So I will talk to you guys soon. Fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however that you want, and have a good one. Bye-bye.